So we are going to talk about the visa bulletin and the possible prediction of when you'll be getting the second notification letter for the DV lottery winners to start the interview. Because the March visa bulletin is out, but many people haven't been able to go to the US Embassy for the visa interviews since October up to today. But the previous video, in case you haven't watched, go here. There is a video, and on the description of this video, I'm explaining more about the new proclamation under Biden's administration to end the suspension of entry to come to the United, which you call Presidential Proclamation 10014, which was initially started on April 22nd, then was extended after 60 days from June 22nd to December, end of December, and the end of December was extended to March. But before March, end of March, today Biden's administration have gone to revoke that the immigration suspension. So with that, now there are visas, people are going to be called for the interviews. So for those who do not know about the visa bulletin has so much information. There are so many categories of visas which are going to be issued because they have limitation of the number of people to be going to the US Embassy for the interviews, or even if you are here to process to get green card. So there are categories. There is a category of DV lottery. That's number one category, which is called diversity visa, diversity immigrant visa, which is category. And then there is the category of visa based on the employment. So that one is also has a specific date on that one, and there is a capacity, the number when it's becoming a current. Whether it is, so there is that one, people from India, China, Philippines, Mexico. Then there is a diversity basing on the just overall family based. So there are so many categories which are there. So employment based preference, and then there is family sponsored, and then in the family sponsored, there is preference like unmarried sons and daughters of the US citizen under the age of certain number. There is a cap of 23,400. There is a spouses and children and unmarried sons and daughters of the permanent resident. So there is a category for that. So there is a category on each type of the visa bulletin. But let me give just example on the diversity visa lottery and how does that have impact on the when you can be able to go and start the interviews. So for the visa bulletin for the month of March is out. So on the month of March, there is not much of the difference between March visa bulletin and the February visa bulletin. Let me give the example. For instance, in Africa, for the month of February, the current visa, what we call the those who are supposed to go for the interview, is up to 12,000. That was the month of February. But in the month of March, there is just addition of 2,000, so it is up to 14,000. For instance, in the Asia, it was 5,000 in February. It is 6,200 in March. So there is just increase of 1,200. Europe was 8,200. It is going to be 9,400. So the increase of 1,200. But in Africa, it was just the increase of 2,000. So for instance, in North America, especially Bahamas, it was 5. It was increase of 1. So it is 6 right now. Then Oceania was 725. Now it is 900, so it's just a small increase. South America was 875. Now it is 1,175. So there is increase in each side of the visa bulletin, the number of people. So right now, for instance, let's say for instance for Africa, for instance, they are up to 14,000. But basically we know from October, which is the new fiscal year, from October 1st to today, no one has been interviewed. under the DV lottery winners, DV 2021. So for that case, they are not going to start right now with 14,000 people. They will start from 1, basically. So they will start from from 1 going up. What I've been telling people, it will be a very high speed. They might not use the 6 weeks window to give the second notification letter. They will give you maybe 4 weeks or 3 weeks so that you can be so fast. Because as I said, October, November, December, January, February, for the period of 5 months, no one has been interviewed. And March, probably the first 2 weeks of March, going to 3 weeks, there will be no interviews of the DV lottery. So if there will be no interview of the DV lottery winners, so they have to do in high speed. So it will be almost 6 months without interviews. So it will be, the remaining will be, let's say, it will be April, May, June, July, August, September. So it will be 6 months left. So they have to, 6 months, they have to do in high speed. So that's number one. But again, there will be possibility, which we know it is in the Congress now, under the new bill is in the Congress about the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021, which is in the Congress. It will, once it's going to be passed, it's going to increase the number of visas from 55,000 to 80,000. So that means is it going to increase the number of people to go to the U.S. Embassy for the visa interview. So if it's going to increase the number, if it's going to increase the number of people for the interviews, so the speed has to go a little bit quicker. So once they're maybe doing maybe 2 per day, whatever, I don't know how many they usually do, now they will be having more interviews. That's number one. So another thing, they will go maybe the first month, they will take the first 3 months, maybe on 1 month. So it will be a very, very quick. You know that the interview itself at the US Embassy, if you are single and you are the DV lottery winner, it doesn't take more than 5 minutes. So it doesn't take more than 5 minutes if you have all your documents, everything. And if you have family, if it takes very, very long, it's 10 minutes. But in between is 5 to 10 minutes, the interview is over. Because this one is different. The interview for the DV lottery winners is different from the interview of non-immigrant visas. The interview of non-immigrant visas, like a student or coming to tourism, or you're coming as exchange visitor, you have to prove to the US Embassy that I'm going to the United States with the intention of coming back to my own country. And I have the proof that I have ties. I have this, I have this, I have this. But on the immigrant visa, you are the DV lottery winner, or you are coming for the family, you don't need to prove that, oh, I'm going to America, then I'm coming back to my country, Tanzania, or I'm coming back to my country to Kenya. No, you are coming here as a permanent resident. So there will be no question about prove that you like your country, prove the assets that they are tying you to your home country. They will ask a question about America, where are you going to stay, and all other criminal things, but they are not going to ask all those things like you will be coming back to your home country, because they know for sure you are going to be permanent resident. So that's why the interview is also becoming shorter and is straightforward to the point. So I'm expecting to see more people receiving the second notification letter for the interviews as soon as possible, starting from next week, from March 1st. If you get any notification that you have been scheduled for the interview, please put on the comment below. Share, just don't need to share too much, even if not the date, but just say that you have received the second notification, you have scheduled the interview date. And if you need any counseling or advice on documents, want me to go through your documents, let me know. Join our Telegram group of the DV lottery winners. You can be able to do that. So what about the other categories of people under, for instance, employment-based? For instance, I'm giving an example. Let's say the employment-based green card, or they are waiting under the family-based green card. So if your visa is current, that means you can process. Now you can do, because there is no more. They have been able to do they have revoked the immigration, the suspension. So with the immigration suspension, it means now you can be able to travel to come to America. Previously, you were not able to do that because of the proclamation, which was prohibiting people to enter into the United States. Now, from February 24th, there is a proclamation on revoking Proclamation 10014, which was suspending to suspend the entry imposed for people on immigrant visas, some of the non-immigrant, to come to America. So for that particular situation, those people with visa bulletin of other categories which are current, that is a very good news. You can be able to start processing your interviews. And even if it will be H1, whether it will be like L visa, some of the J visas, but also the diversity visa and the green card through employment-based, green card through the family base, you can be able to process now. So this has been a very good news. And if you want to know more about the proclamation, I put the link on this video. You can be able to check it out and be able to understand. So for those who want to coaching more about the visas, interviews, let's meet on our Telegram group. I can put the link about the Telegram group. You can be able to go there and join the link. So thank you so much. But I want to ask a few things. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's #1 request from you. And also please like this video. Once you like, you are forcing the YouTube algorithm to go ahead and recommend and share my videos to so many other people. The goal for this year is to make sure that my channel reaches 100,000 subscribers. Let's do this, people. This is what I'm planning to do. So I'm making all this video on daily basis so that we can be all in a position to enjoy our togetherness and all this kind of achievement, and giving me more energy to find more of these updates and share with you so that you can be able to get your visas and you can be able to come to America. Thank you so much, everyone, for your continued support of the EBM Scholars. Again, we are together. Share the video.